YouTube. This is the Car Connoisseurs channel, and I go by the name of Sheldon. And today we have my personal favorite, a Mercedes SLR Mcclaren. This car is beautiful. It always has been in my book. It's one of the beautifulest GTs I've ever seen. I've actually had the privilege of meeting a super R&B star who had this car, and when I met him, he was a gentleman. And this car, he was definitely driving in, and it was a cool car. I mean, to see it up close and personal, it was just amazing. I mean, well, first and foremost, the car is made from complete carbon fiber, and the car is, I think the horsepower is about 617 horsepower that it puts out, and it's about 5.3 liters with a supercharged engine. And needless to say, it gets up and it gets out. It's a 5-speed automatic gearbox. I mean, the car is just amazing. I love these butterfly doors, as they call them, butterfly doors. And this is the inside, which is a beautiful car. I would have asked him, could I get in it, but I'm not really, I wasn't really feeling that. I don't think he would have mind though. And if you're wondering who that gentleman was, it was R. Kelly. And the one thing about this model is that I have a problem with, which is really not that bad. I mean, some mice though. So the one thing that I don't like is the air brake doesn't pop up. I know that the GT, I think is it the GT AMG Mercedes, it pops up. GTS or GT, one of those. But I don't particularly like that version of the car. But I love that. I don't like that. But the SLR, yeah, is one of my favorites. You know. I mean, this actual car weighs about, not this actual car, but the actual car weighs about 3,800 pounds. And I mean, it's not heavy. It's not, for the way it looks. It's not heavy with this long hood here, so it's not really that heavy compared to a regular SL, which is what, about 40 to 4,400 pounds. So it's light, carbon fiber. So but man, I remember when I first seen this car, I was just so elated by it. Like, wow, this is the future. And when I was able to see it up close in person, it was like, wow. I mean, when he got out of that car and the doors lifted up, I was like, man, it was like the first time, if you ever seen, I don't know how many of you ever seen a Lamborghini Diablo in person, but just imagine if you seen the Lamborghini Diablo when it first came out and you seen someone with one. I mean, what are the odds of that? Now you'll be hard pressed to see somebody with one now. So to actually see somebody with one of these was just whoa. Like, I was like, man, floored. you know so this car was it. you know I mean, the engine. When this car was designed by Gordon Murray, by the way, and Gordon Murray also designed the SLS AMG as well. you know I mean, when he designs his cars, he just doesn't make them look pretty. I mean, they have a purpose. They serve a purpose. you know and this is, in my opinion, beautiful. It's not your standard gray. I mean, it's not your standard silver. This is actually gray, go figure. But I think if I had one, it would be in black. You know, and this is kind of like it was kind of like harking back to the Sterling Moss, the car Sterling Moss won. I mean, drove back then, which was the 300, the SLR 300, and it was, they were trying to kind of bring that back. This is an '06, by the way, And I think when I first seen this car with the gentleman that had it, or Kelly, it was '05. So, I mean, this car was something special. I think it's still expensive, actually. It's still a very expensive car. I don't think it's going down no time soon. And then they're rare. They're getting rarer. You don't really see them too much, you know. But yeah, this is the SLR by Maysto, by the way. Uh, I really want. I don't know. I was thinking of Auto Art if they have them. Mini champs, they're okay. They're okay, but Auto Art is you know the leading in quality when it comes to die-cast cars, as you all know. But this one, once again, this was only $13. I mean, how could you beat it? I mean, and it's not really a bad model. It's not really that bad. Matter of fact, let me open up the engine for you. Open up the. Now look at this. Look at this here. I mean, this is actually as real as it gets. You know. I mean, it's probably for you true Mercedes enthusiasts. I mean, I pride myself on it, but I mean, for the real sticklers of the bunch, I mean, you might see something that's out of whack, and you might say, "Oh, well, this is not right," or the disc brakes aren't, the brake calibers aren't, But for a little $13 model, I mean, you can't really beat this. It has front wheel and rear wheel suspension. I mean, it's great, And then I was just privileged. So this car will be synonymous. It means something to me in my life because I am an R. Kelly fan. I am from Chicago. I am a Mercedes fan. And the reason why I said I'm from Chicago is because he's from Chicago as well. Now I'm not a fanatic. I may sound like it, but I mean if you just gotta respect the person who can be a master of their craft, be it musically, in their own little or they're in their own little arena. So I just really like the fact that I was able to meet this guy, and more so the fact that he drove one of these, and I've been a Mercedes fan since I could crawl. So that was just kind of crazy to be able to uh, meet the man and to meet him in this type of Mercedes, which I loved. I mean, this is like the car that was on my wall, or still is on my wall. But this is like how most people back then in the '80s had that Countach, and I actually had the XJ220 on my wall and the Ferrari Testarossa. But if I could be a kid all over again and growing up in this time, this would be one of the cars. Now I know it's not like the P1 McLaren or whatever, or the F1 McLaren. I mean, but this to me is the epitome of a nice car. And you know what else I like about it? The fact that it could be a daily driver. It's not too imposing. It's not too menacing. It has that little pop because now it's getting older, so it doesn't look as I guess too pretentious as it once did. So over pretentious, but it looks kind of regular now, but it still is like Jay said. I mean, it's the difference between a frozen pizza and a handmade pizza. I mean, when you taste it, you know the difference. So, this is the real deal, and I would love to acquire one of these. I know you guys are like, wow, you want a lot of cars. But I mean, I'm the car connoisseur. I'm a car enthusiast. I've always have been. And man, if I ever do come out with one of these, you guys will be the first to see it, because this is a nice car. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope I didn't talk too much, but if I did, hey, I can only be me. Comment, subscribe, like. If you dislike, hey, I still love you. Still love you. Still like. But if there's anything you want to see, let me know. Feel free, and I will be at your disposal as always. But like I said, this is a good model. So Oh, and like I said, and to reiterate, if you are coming out, and you just want to, you're just getting into collecting die-cast cars, and you want to do it on the cheap side, go to Costco's. If you got a BJ's, go to BJ's. Go to Sam's Club because these cars are very inexpensive. Now, it might not be, like I said, the ultra epitome of, the best quality, like, Auto Art or Mini Champs or Precision, to name a few. And True Scale, which I have some of those. But, but getting into, just collecting, I think this is the best to buy these cars, these Maestos, because they're cheap. And then if you want to modify them, they're, if you mess one up, you're not out of $100, you're not out of 200, So in that retrospect, these cars are great. And for the money, I mean, this car is not bad for $13. You know, I mean, on eBay, it would be like $30, $40, maybe even. Suckers born every minute, so But um, okay, well, I worn out my welcome, so there you guys go. Like I said, feel free, comment, like, subscribe, and I see you when I see you.